car accident quite a few years ago, about 7 years. I went through many physical therapists, a couple chiropractors, did some working out at the gym with some trainers, and the pain I had just sort of morphed into a discomfort that just never went away, no matter what I tried, what I did. I am not disabled in any way from my pain. I'm functional, but I'm not happy. I was not a happy person. I felt limited, I felt broken. It obviously did affect my mental health and well-being. Obviously, working out and keeping myself healthy, it affected that as well because I'm unable to do that as well as I want to. I figured I would come here and I would give it a shot. I figured I would try something different this time. I didn't have anything else to lose. When I first saw you on Instagram and I saw the videos, I thought, what is this? One of my trainers that I've had in the past, who I trust very much, he actually was a follower on the account. So I figured if he likes them, then I should look into this.
Wonderful Heidi. She is a pretty standard low back disc case. She had this car accident 7 years ago, and she's been seeing a chiropractor with SOT blocks, and she gets relief that lasts for periods of time, but she has to continuously go back all the time. And so she has this right side low back symptom and then her right hip symptom with some hip bursitis. She had hip bursitis 3 years after her car accident.
I can't really run anymore like I used to. Riding my bike was difficult as well. I have a mountain bike that basically has flat tires now and has gathered a lot of dust. I enjoyed roller coasters so much before. Going on a roller coaster afterwards was really, really difficult. I was basically told not to do that anymore. It could screw up my SI joint further, it could affect the spine, it could affect the hips. Don't slip on ice because you could undo everything that we've done. So walking out in the winter was I was hanging on to everything and I was super nervous because I was so afraid that I was going to undo years worth of work. Sleeping was difficult. Leaning over to wash dishes was difficult. Folding laundry after you take it out of the dryer was difficult because you're holding this prolonged slight angle and it starts to fatigue everything and then it's painful. You can't sit too long, you can't drive too long in a car, you got to pull over to a rest stop, you have to stretch everything out. You're still inhibited in some way and it wears you down after a while. It's just no way to live. The right side of my low back was my primary problem. But if you have a problem that is not treated or solved in a certain amount of time, it starts to cascade into many other issues. QL muscle issues where it was like getting tighter and pulling me sideways. So I would feel very tight on one side and I was very off center. That was causing one of my legs to be longer than the other one because my pelvis would tip on one side. The most surprising thing I heard when I started coming here was, your problem is not your right side, your problem is your left side. It blew my mind. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. This is the first time I've heard that in 7 years.
At the exam, thank goodness, she had tons and tons of adhesion, especially on the left side. She seemed to be surprised that her problem was more on the left and her symptoms were on the right, but this happens all the time where the body compensates. If the left side of the low back is all glued up and stiff and stuck, it can't contract. What does that mean? The right side is the side that's working overtime, that has to compensate, it has to take the excess stress, and this is why it expresses symptoms, because it's doing too much. So it's not the left side is doing too much, the left side is doing too little, the right side is doing too much.
I actually didn't notice any difference for the first few appointments. It was uncomfortable. It was definitely painful, but to grow and change, you obviously have to go through some discomfort. I didn't notice anything. I was starting to get a little sad and disappointed because the doctor was saying that he also was expecting more improvement at a faster rate. But I will say we must have hit the right thing or done the right thing because there was a point, appointment number like 6, 7, not in the first 5, that we started to see some improvement. And I went home elated because holy crap, something changed for me finally, and I was very excited.
So we've been clearing out all of her adhesion in her low back. Visit 19, she says she's 90–95% better. We've been working on her calf a little bit as well. She has a tibial nerve entrapment and a sural nerve entrapment in the calf, so she's feeling a lot better with that as well. And that'll just make sure that her hamstrings engage so that this hip bursitis that she had 2018 doesn't come back anymore either.
As a native New Yorker, okay? Nice people are weird and you need to be wary of them. I do tend to be wary. When I did get here, I thought, okay, I was like, I smell incense. Uh-oh, this is gonna be woo-woo. And Lauren had come out and she went to bring me in the room and she said, I hope you're a hugger. And she just gave me a hug. In this day and age, we're not super touchy people anymore. So having that did throw me off. I got a little stiff. I was like, meh. But I have to say that I have embraced it at this point. I know that I can come here and feel comfortable, and I trust the people that I'm working with. You get after coming here that when you're working with the people that are here, they care about you. And you have to let your wall down because now you're working together. I drive an hour here. I am finding that I am not stuck when I get out of my car. Being able to drive like an hour and not feel like I'm stuck in my seat in my car is great. Sitting longer, definitely better quality of sleep. Being able to run in my backyard with my 2 dogs. Anyone who's having a limited range of motion, anyone who isn't getting any satisfaction from traditional methods of physical therapy or chiropractic work or anything like that. I would say if you feel when you go to stand up that you're stuck, that you feel like you're walking around like a 90-year-old, maybe it's time to figure out what things are stuck inside that need to be torn apart.